Hi, I'm Alex, welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. In this video we need to talk about LCA, we need to talk about what's happened, we need to talk about what the next steps are, and then what this means for us as investors. Now yesterday, December 18th, was the merger vote date, the date that every investor in LCA was looking forward to. This is the date where everyone who owns a share in LCA has a vote to say whether they want to approve the merger or not. What happened was that not enough people voted, not enough people submitted their votes, and ultimately there wasn't enough of a shareholder quorum to determine whether that vote could go ahead. So they've delayed that. In this video, we're going to address absolutely everything covering it. And if you're an investor in LCA or a potential investor in LCA, you don't want to miss this one, so stick around. If you're new to the channel, you like investor related content, then subscribe to the channel. We've been covering LCA on here for quite a while when the share price was a lot lower, and we're now covering a number of other interesting SPACs which potentially could follow the same path as LCA. So make sure you're subscribed to not miss those. And if you like the video, please smash the like button. It's so helpful in pushing the channel to a wider audience. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only, but let's get straight into it. So look, yesterday was meant to be the day where the merger got approved, but not enough people cast their votes. What's happened is the meeting has been adjourned to allow time for more shareholders to cast their votes, and next week we'll have the merger vote. Now personally, I can't hide my disappointment at this. The only reason why you'd want to invest in LCA is because of this merger with Nugget Online Gaming. So for you not to cast your vote makes no sense. Personally, I can put this down to the fact that actually a lot of people don't really understand what this means or how it works. However, if you're an investor in LCA and you have not cast your vote, then please do so. Different brokers have different ways of doing this. Some would send an email, some you cast your vote through the web platform. Regardless, if you haven't cast your vote yet, you should definitely get onto your broker, call them, email them, contact them through the live chat, whatever. Make sure you cast your vote because it is important. Following this news, there was a dip in the share price, and personally I'm not sure I understand why that is the case. This is not by any means the first time that SPAC has not had sufficient number of shareholders voting. It happened with Tattooed Chef recently, and what's more, as newer investors are coming into the SPAC space, personally I think we can expect to see this happening with an increasing number of SPACs. All of that aside, ultimately only 40% of shareholders in LCA cast their vote. To approve the merger, 50% of shareholders need to have voted. And so hopefully within this time, people can find the time to cast their vote and push ahead with this merger. So personally, the decrease in price doesn't make much sense to me. I can put it down to a couple of things. Number one, people getting concerned that actually the merger may not go ahead. And as I've discussed a number of times on this channel, I really don't think that's the case. Even if in the next vote there's not sufficient number of shareholders cast their vote, LCA with the help of an agent can then contact shareholders directly to get their votes. So ultimately, when there's a will, there's a way. Part of it I think is the fact that a lot of shareholders aren't that clued up on what they've invested into. I think some people weren't even aware the merger didn't go through, saw the price dipping and got scared. Ultimately nothing has changed with LCA. Good news came out of the November filings in New Jersey. They're ready to kickstart their operations in Michigan, and everything is going really well. Really, we're just a week away from the merger vote date now. Nothing else has changed. None of the fundamentals have changed, so it really doesn't warrant that negative price impact. So personally, I'm not unduly concerned by this. Now, is there anything else we can read into this from the decrease in price? So ultimately, whilst it was a negative movement, ultimately it wasn't that large a movement. And let's remember here, there is no pipe that's going to dump the shares immediately following the merger. So yes, whilst even if there was, they wouldn't have been able to dump their shares now because the merger hasn't been approved yet, there isn't that dynamic in this SPAC. So ultimately all it will be is retail shareholders wanting to sell their shares. So ultimately, having seen this, and my personal opinion on this is actually I do think we will see probably a small dip post-merger. Ultimately, I'm investing in Nugget Online Gaming for the long term, so short-term negative movements in price don't bother me that much. What's more, in the coming months, I think we're going to see lots of positive news about the business coming out. Continued strong performance in New Jersey, good performance in Michigan and other new states opening up. All of this will have a positive impact on the price, and ultimately I do believe if there is a dip in price, that this will be fairly short-lived. However, I don't have a crystal ball, this is all purely my opinion. So yes, this is slightly disappointing. However, none of the actual fundamentals have changed. All this is another minor setback to the timing. If you've been invested in LCA for a while, you'll know this is nothing new. The market opportunity hasn't changed, the business's performance hasn't changed, the underlying financials of the business haven't changed. The transaction will still go ahead once enough shareholders have been contacted and have cast their vote. And so if you're one of the shareholders in LCA who hasn't cast your vote, get onto your broker, make sure you do so. It is so important, and this is one of the great things about investing in SPACs. Now this isn't the first time this has happened with a SPAC by any stretch of the imagination. As I mentioned before, Tattooed Chef went through a similar thing. Eventually enough shareholders had cast their vote and the merger was approved. So ultimately all this is a setback. But look, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, you like investor related content, then hit that subscribe button. And as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I find it so interesting hearing everyone's thoughts and opinions, and there's always some great discussions going on there. So please get involved. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.